Salakia, I don't know what happened. The phone just turned off and the thing cut out. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, like the elder said, Nimrod would have been dead by the time Esau was born. You know, because look at all the wickedness that these guys have done to us, trying to cut us off as a nation, trying to pass themselves as, trying to paint themselves as a chosen people. You know, they've done all this type of wickedness. And people think like what's going on now between us and like Jake and Esau is a new thing. It's not a new thing. This it's a perpetual hatred. Like I've told people before, it's a perpetual hatred that has gone on for from generation to generation, man. But yeah, I think I'm done with this. About done with this chapter. Let me jump. Just kind of go flowing with the spirit. I wonder where to go now. Oh yeah, let's jump over to what they did at the Renaissance era. I believe it's Second Maccabees 6:48. So like yeah, let me just search it. Image. First Maccabees 3:48. And laid open the book of the law wherein the heathens sought to paint the likeness of their images. And this really happened after the Renaissance, at about the time of the Renaissance era, which Renaissance, is talking about, means rebirth. Because that's the time that, these devils they came up out of, out their lower state, and started about, I would say maybe the 1300s or something like that. Yeah, they came up and started trying to deceive the nations again. But then we go to Proverbs 9:24. Salakia, Job 9:24. Job 9:24. That's the spirit, man. Yeah. Job. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. And we just read in Malachi 1:4. The wicked, the border of wickedness is Esau. So Esau is the wicked that this is talking about. He covers and Yahweh Shai is a judge. The Most High is a judge. The elect. The 144,000. They're judges as well, man. If not, where and who is he? So he's asking, where and who is he, man? Because people like to say Esau is not the so-called white man. Okay, then who is he? Like, bring your prophecies and whatnot, man. Because they just want to save Esau. That's the reality of it, man. And you actually look, all these nations had conspired to take us down, man. All these nations conspired to take us down. But Esau, he's the number one enemy. He's our number one enemy. And Esau has done wickedness to all these other nations as well, man. These other nations, they don't like Esau, man. I'm going to go to Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. Yeah, probably just close out there. I thought this chapter was... I almost thought this chapter was longer. Yeah, I'll read it. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And Mount Seir, talking about, Petra, where the Edomites, at one point, they dwelt in caves. They also had the Caucasus Mountains, but it really goes back to Petra. And saying to it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. And this is, A message. This is talking about the Edomites. This is a message to the Edomites. Behold, um, O my see, am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will meet thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt to be desolate, and thou shalt to know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time of their iniquity has end. Yeah, because like we were running the floor, in the dark ages, you know, what we were going off, we were doing the wickedness, and ultimately, that was all the conspiracy. That we had to come down, and we got put into subjection, and we had our whole heritage and whatnot beaten out of us. We had everything beaten out of us, and they wanted to put themselves in a place that we should be in, and try to pass themselves us, or try to pass themselves off as as the people who we really are. And every time, and everything they've done to us, they try to justify it by saying, "Oh, this is in the past. We must move on. We must do this. We must do that." But they don't want to take any accountability. Um, their iniquity has end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood. And going back, Esau's blessing was the sword as well. And of course, the modern day sword refers to, the gun and the advanced weaponry that they have. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Even blood shall pursue thee. And let me go to Job. I'm going to jump back to this, but I'm definitely going to close it out with Ezekiel. But there's just a little precept that I want to get in Job, the 30th chapter. Uh, I'm just trying to look where I should read. This is referring to the Edomites. This is Job 30:5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried out after them, as after a feast, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Okay, so people say, "Oh, this is not talking about Edom. This is talking about..." Man, shut up. Okay, it's not talking about Edom. Let's go to Obadiah. Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. And who did we just read about? The base of men. So how can you say the base of man is not Esau, man? How can you say? Because you will have people that will say that. How can you say that? That's not talking about, the so-called white man. Of course, it's not. Of course, your line goes back to of the rock. His habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And let's go back. So, okay. So we already established who is talking about from Obadiah. So let's go back to it. Where's Job now? Among the bushes they brayed, on the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And this is showing you the wild nature that Esau had at that point, that these Edomites had at that point. And now am I their son, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and they spare not to spit in my face. I wanted to show what they ate. Burnt herbs. I believe it might have been burnt meat and raw herbs, but one of the two. So like if I can't recall what I'm talking about, but if I find it, I'll just put it in the comment section. Let me go back to Ezekiel now. Here it is. I think I'm at verse 7. Let me just reread the 6th verse. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him, and come up slack it, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with the slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall fall that are slain by the sword. Therefore, I'll just continue reading Ezekiel 35 and 10, because thou hast said that these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of your hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Because the Lord is gonna come back, like it says, he's gonna plead for, if I'm not mistaken, roughly paraphrasing, he's gonna plead for, Israel, which that word to plead goes into, judge. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the man of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Yeah. So, when they're coming out with all these plans to destroy us, cause off as a people, make us, commit wickedness against each other, do various other things like that, and, use, strategic ways to get out our kids, through the music, through the television, the media and stuff like that. The Lord's always watching. How you have a hatred against us, and how you want us, you just want us out of the way. You really want to annihilate all of us. But you ain't gonna have the opportunity. Instead, that's gonna be your own fate. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and I have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord God, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate. So will I do to thee, thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Edomia, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Because these Edomites, they're gonna be done away, completely blown away after their 1,000-year period, and they're gonna be brought to such a lower state when the Lord returns, man. It's gonna be like that. But anyway, I'm gonna close it off here, and in closing, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, Ba'ashem Chakadash. Until next time, Shalom.